Did I mention it's not coffee? Welcome to Watching the Horizon. I'm Jake. Not coffee. Are you a new prepper just now thinking to yourself, maybe it's a good idea to get into prepping? What led you to that decision? Why do you want to become a prepper? What caused these feelings? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it something going on right now out in the world? Did somebody tweet something and now all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, that's it. We're all doomed. Why you want to prep? That's another video. But I want to talk about those of you who have expressed a certain amount of, anxiety because you feel like it's too late. It's too late to start prepping. You're not rich. You don't have a ton of money. You feel like it's really important that you need to have all your preps in place right now. And that if you don't, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be one of the masses who are, left without, starving in the streets whenever chaos and pandemonium break out. And you don't want that to happen to you. You want to be prepared, but you want to be prepared right now. I totally sympathize. I know the feeling, and I agree with you 100%. I've been there. I've been there myself. Now, whether it's due to maybe your age, maybe you're a little older, and you're thinking, how do I get started now? Maybe you're retired, or maybe you're on a fixed income or something, and you're like, how am I supposed to start prepping now? It's just too difficult, and there's no way I'm going to get my preps in place in time. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're younger, and all the same kind of things. Maybe you're still in school or college. Again, funds are limited. I mean, let's be honest. How many of us really have a huge chunk of money just laying around to go spend on a bunch of prepping supplies that ultimately aren't going to benefit you today at all? You can go buy food and water storage and all that other stuff, but it's not like you're going to use it today. It's like putting money in the bank, and I know the feeling. Well, first of all, let's just get right out of the gate. It's never too late to prep. Ever. Never too late to start. A little bit of preps will go a whole heck of a long way further than no preps. I think a great place to start is water. Water storage, in my opinion, is number one. Now, how much water storage should you have? That's more of a personal decision, personal choice. Generally speaking, 1 gallon of water per person per day. So how many people are in your home, and what event do you believe is going to happen that is going to require your preps? I feel like my camera's wigging out. Is it the hat? Is it too dark? I didn't used to have this problem for some reason. Let's try it without the hat. See if that makes a difference. Do you need a week worth of water? Do you need a month? 3 months? 6 months? Do you want a year? The problem with water is that it's heavy and it kind of takes up a lot of space. But you know what? You can't live without it. And you kind of need a lot of it frequently. We're all addicted. What can I say? So I would say start with water. Do what you can. Whether it's just, having water bottles and then rotate through those water bottles on a regular basis, or if we're talking about something larger, maybe you've got an IBC tote or 55-gallon drums, or maybe you have the ability to dig a well, or maybe you already have a well. A well and rain catchment are two great long-term water solutions to have. You never just want to have one. Have multiple. Have backups. Have water filters. Something that'll get you through. If all you have is a bad water source, at least the filters will help you out until you can find a good water source. That's where I recommend that you start. A very close number 2 is water storage. Excuse me. Did I mention it's not coffee? Food storage. Now, you don't got to get fancy. with your food storage. You know, the rule of thumb for food storage is you need to store the food that you already eat. Because in an SHTF scenario, you know, living on beans and rice is fine for the first couple weeks. But after that, just life starts to suck. Chances are life already sucks after an SHTF situation. It's the little things that'll keep you going. And when mealtime is just grueling, it can be a very disparaging time. Mentally, it can really wear on you. But if you've got food that you like, that you can put away, do that. But if you're in a situation where you just don't have a lot of money, you know, if you can put together like maybe $10 a week, $5 or $10 a paycheck, whatever it is, whatever the amount, do it. Put the money aside and then go to the grocery store and then go buy in bulk dried beans, rice, not the instant stuff. You want the stuff that comes in the big bags, the stuff, you know, in bulk. That instant stuff is sort of already pre-processed. It's got a shelf life. You know, it doesn't store as well. Beans will last you a long time. Like these guys right here, you know, this stuff is not expensive. Incorporate beans and rice and any of that other stuff into your regular meals. Start using it. I don't have this stuff in any kind of long-term storage right now because we go through it. We eat it. So I would say in the next, I don't know, couple of months, those are going to be gone. But filling up a 5-gallon bucket full of beans does not cost a lot of money. And that's where I suggest you start. You can put a lot of calories into a bucket, into a sealed 5-gallon bucket for long-term storage for not much money. And at least you've got something, you know. You don't need to go out necessarily and buy, you know, a year's worth of beans and rice, but, you know, have a few weeks, which is not a lot of money. It's only a few bucks. If you can put away enough food just to get things started for 30 days for your whole family, you're going to feel a lot different. It'll matter. You'll be able to tell that, okay, at least you've got a month's worth of food. In a pinch, you're not going to starve. So you've got that. And then you can start working on maybe, you know, getting other types of food that is more interesting to you. But not having money, or rather not having very much money, isn't a great excuse when it comes to not being able to do your food storage, because food right now during this time is still very inexpensive for us. So take advantage of that. It's never too late. Start now. Do what you can. And I think you'll find that if you have a plan, write it down. Decide everything that you want, because in the beginning it's a really big concept. You know, you're just inundated with, you know, you should have this and you should buy that and you need this or else you're gonna die, and if you don't have the latest flashlight, you know, all that stuff. Don't worry about that, but get a plan. It's never too late. You don't need it all. And what little you are able to put together in the very beginning should be the most important. Again, water and food. I've got another video, several other videos for beginner preppers. It kind of goes through the list of the top items that you want to get, sort of in order of importance. Don't just rely on YouTube for your information either. Go to your, depending on where you live, do a Google search. See if you got an extension office. Chances are you do. Maybe it's at a university, or maybe it's, you know, in the middle of town, or it might be at the edge of town, more towards, you know, the country. They've got a lot of resources available to you if you happen to have one of those. They're a great place to go for education, as well as, you know, a lot of them have stuff that you can buy, or they can get you in touch with, organizations or people that sell this kind of stuff, and start today. Start now, but be consistent and just work your plan. Just go through it. So anyway, I hope that helps you. Let me know your thoughts, and be sure to keep your eyes open.